Alright, Pacific, fine. Guess I'll do this thing you want me to do, I suppose. If you're unaware what that thing was, well, you can't read the title, but I'll tell you anyway just in case. I've been tagged by one Pacific Zilla to do the 5 kaiju question tag-a-thon thing. What does that mean? Well, I've got to answer these 5 questions and that's it, and then tell other people to do the same. Which might be easier said than done, but I'll think of somebody. But let's not prevaricate around the bush, let's just get straight into it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, question 1 is... Godzilla vs. Hedorah. When I first watched this movie, it was just like, well, what everyone thinks when they watch this movie for the first time. But upon a recent rewatch, I've come to find it rather, well, artistically brilliant. While to a passive observer it may feel like just a glorified drug trip with the occasional silly and fun moment in it, when you actually take into account the socio-economic context of the time, the fact that it was so radically different and such a big gamble, while it does have its strange moments, they all work in a sense to further the story that's going on, and it just comes into an overall package of feeling like, maybe there was something to this after all, and that's what I've recently come to realise and have come to appreciate it a lot more for. So yeah, there's question 1 answered, I suppose. Number 2.
What do you get when you mix Godzilla and a vegetable garden? You get 2/3 of the components needed to create Biollante, a monster which first appeared in 1989's Godzilla vs. Biollante.
Right, so there's a lot of choice that you could do with this. Do I put the X from outer space for how amazingly and beautifully bad it is? Do I put young Gary for the same reason? Do I maybe put Reptilicus for it trying to do a thing that it really shouldn't have tried to do? Or do I put Gorgo because I'm a filthy patriot? Well, no, actually. Ape. Yes, Ape. Why? Because this film is just my comfort zone. If I ever need to watch a movie where I can just switch my brain off, have a good time, and every single time find something new to make fun of it for, Ape is really the prime example of this, and I love it for that. Just the amount of ridiculous moments, the amount of memeable potential that comes from it, it just, it is absolutely sublime for how amazingly shit it is. Kamen Rider J was very close to making this, but I was just like, wait, that probably doesn't count. Anyway, number 3. Again, I could have chose Gorgo and been a complete and utter patriot, but I decided against that because I feel like that would have been maybe a bit obvious. So instead, I'm going to go for the magnet monster from the first episode of Giant Saber. No, I'm not really. No one really wants that thing. I don't care if you don't think this doesn't count, but I count it, so here you just have it. It's the tarantula from Tarantula, because spiders are cool, and Tarantula the movie is cool. The spot is tied with the black scorpion, because that is also cool. I mean, no other reason for that, they're just big insects, but I'm a sucker for big insects, really. You could also have them, 8-legged freaks, anything like that. It's just kind of like, they're cool. That's the only reason I really have, that I just like them. No, I am not. Well, first off, I'm not exactly a fan of the redesigns. Not really because they're bad per se, just they're so disproportionate. Jaguar's redesign is bad though. But the main thing that I'm really not excited for is the fact that it's an anime. I don't like anime. Not a single one. And this is not going to change my mind, even if it is from a series I greatly enjoy. It's not going to change my mind at all, and I can guarantee you that 3000%. Meh. I would have been more excited for it had it come out when it was initially set to, but after being delayed for the 18th time, it just kinda wore a bit thin, and after seeing probably the most cliched trailer I have ever seen for any movie ever, it isn't really getting my hopes up. It looks nice visually, but that's just one small piece to the overall puzzle, which I really, I don't know. I'll probably still watch it just because I've seen the rest of them in cinemas, like the Monsterverse, I mean. But yeah, I'm not entirely thrilled by the prospect of it, though. Honestly, I can see why people are very hyped for this, but it's just like, the movie was leaked 50 years ago. I even own a copy of the leaked movie, so I really don't need to watch it, but I still might anyway. So yeah, those are my answers to Pacific's 5 questions. I'm supposed to tell other people to do the same. 5 people, fucking hell. Alright. I honestly couldn't tell you right now. Here's a list of who I'm tagging, because while I'm recording this, I really honestly don't know who I want to do, so I'll just figure it out in post. Other than that, yeah, I'm done, bye.